What's up everyone, Travedo here, bringing you a short little series on my channel called Last Man Standing. In these videos, I will be choosing a character that will win the Tournament of Power as the last man standing. This series is about the Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball Super. As we all know, the Tournament of Power is for the survival of a universe at the end of 48 minutes. Whichever universe has the most fighters left wins, or if there is one fighter remaining, that fighter wins the tournament for their universe, they survive, and the winning fighter gets a wish. In this hypothetical video, I will be choosing a character. I will say who I'd love to see them face in a final one-on-one scenario to win the tournament. And we got to acknowledge that even though this tournament is for every universe for themselves, it is also, and can be, every fighter for themselves at the very end. Vegeta mentioned in episode 91, he is motivated to be the last man standing and win over Goku. So let's assume hypothetically, for pride and bragging rights, our fighters and other fighters will do the same, and that it will end up a one-on-one fight at the end. I will be doing videos for several characters, male and female, so look out for the rest of them, and please subscribe if you love Dragon Ball. But let's begin with the last man standing, Vegeta. So let's get the easy one out the way. I think everybody would love to see a Vegeta versus Goku finale. Anybody that just is obsessed with those two characters, their rivalry, their story, the matchup, everyone would love to see it. I know that we saw Goku face Vegeta when he was being controlled and he was purple in that one episode as Super Saiyan Blue, but we're not going to count that, okay? We want to see a brand new Vegeta versus Goku. We want to see Goku's Kaioken versus Vegeta. We want to see if Vegeta in these next couple months, let's say, I mean, not next couple months, just in our real world, but in whatever months that he's in the hyperbolic time chamber, if he unlocks a new form, if he figures something out about Super Saiyan Blue, just about ascending more, or if he just gets a huge, increase of power, it would be so cool, especially because he went into the time chamber saying that he wanted to surpass Kakarot. We know that that's his duty. And this tournament has been hyped for so many months. And how crazy and how cool would it be? I don't think anybody would dislike this. If you would dislike this, then hey, it is what it is. But, hey, Goku and Vegeta's classic. If Vegeta was to beat Goku in this scenario, it would, bring Vegeta's fan base way up. It would create, a lot more intensity between their rivalry. And just the way that he could end up also going against Goku, too. Let's say he sees Goku and Jiren going at it. They're like the last three people. There's like 5 minutes left. Vegeta helps Goku knock out Jiren just so Vegeta could face Goku one-on-one. 5 minutes left of the 48 total minutes, and he wants 5 whole minutes against Goku. No holding back, except for obviously not to the death, but it's going to be straight up strategic since it's about knocking him out the ring. And I mean, they can knock each other out too and then throw him out the ring, but it would just be a great showcase. And another scenario with that. This is the second person now that I'm going to say it would be really cool to see Vegeta fight. A Vegeta versus Jiren finale, okay? Now, this could happen in a couple ways. Let's say, one, Vegeta, being so prideful and everything, he wants to be the winner of Universe 7. He wants to represent Universe 7. And let's say, for whatever reason, this is very unlikely, okay? But he knocks out Goku as he's fighting Jiren. And says, I want to fight you one-on-one, okay? That's super unlikely. So let's scratch that out real quick. But let's go to something even cooler between Vegeta and Jiren. Let's say Vegeta's fighting somebody else, okay? Anyone else. I don't care who it is. And then Goku's fighting Jiren. And then Jiren knocks out Goku. Vegeta knocks out who he's facing. And it ends up Vegeta versus Jiren. Okay? Up to this point of the tournament, we've seen Goku go all out. Maybe we even see Goku have a new form. Who knows? But whatever it is, Goku loses to this guy who's been hyped up to be the most powerful person in this arc, supposedly, okay? And then it's Vegeta and Jiren. They face off. And then Vegeta's like, oh, so you think just because you beat Kakarot, you think just because Toppo told you about Kakarot that you could defeat me? Well, let me tell you something. If this was earlier when Toppo first saw Kakarot, yeah, maybe you'd have a chance against me. But let me tell you something. I am far more powerful than Kakarot now. And then Vegeta just blows up. And then Vegeta just goes all out. You know, what if it's like a super intense and even close fight and Vegeta just barely scratches it off? You know, it's just going to be so cool to see Vegeta, you know, knowing that his little girl was just born. You know, now the survival of the universe is just going to be so much more important to him now that his child was just born. And he's going to have that motivation. He might reminisce or just think about her while fighting Jiren. And that's his motivation. And it's just going to be so crazy. And like, you know, and him actually, you know, having the tournament premeditated, knowing that it's premeditated, that his whole universe will be destroyed. You know, he could have an epic moment like, man, I lost my Saiyan race already. I am not going to lose my new race and family, my new loved ones, and my new universe and home. You know, that would just be so epic. And especially against Jiren, who's supposed to be the strongest person. Okay, now speaking about relationship ties, Vegeta versus any of the Saiyans of Universe 6. I think that would be super cool too. I don't care if it's Kaba, Kale, or Caulifla. I'm going to give you reasons for why all three. If it was one-on-one with each of them, why it would be an interesting and pretty cool ending, okay? Now let's check this out. Vegeta versus Kaba. We got the first guy that, I mean, I guess, you know, he mentored Trunks to become a Super Saiyan. But, you know, first random, you know, Saiyan that he gets to mentor. The first Saiyan that he meets that is a full-blooded Saiyan outside of his planet universe that he never even knew existed. This guy, who knows, Vegeta may have a soft spot for him. We don't know. Kaba definitely has a little soft spot for Vegeta. But whether it's him and Kaba, whether it's him and Kale, or him and Caulifla, the story behind it and the dialogue that's potential there, okay? Vegeta, one-on-one against a Saiyan, and if he destroys, I mean, not destroys, but if he beats this Saiyan, that universe is destroyed. And it's just ironic and crazy that he would end up causing the destruction of the entire race of Saiyans of Universe 6. The race that he so dearly loved, okay? And the race that, you know, he mourned after for a while and just couldn't believe that they were all gone. The race that he's so proud to be from and is proud to be the prince of all Saiyans is about to destroy his race, literally. Like, the only remaining survivors, now that he knows that there's actually, like, a legitimate race of Saiyans still out there, he could destroy them potentially, okay? I mean, yeah, they could wish them all back at the end of the tournament. That could be his wish. I want everybody that was just killed or whatever that's supposed to lose. I want all this universe to survive, right? That's a cool ending. I think everybody assumes that that's how it's going to end anyways. But it's just crazy, though, just for a moment, that's the consequence, you know, in a way, is that he's literally potentially erasing the Saiyans of Universe 6, his beloved race, you know, to many extents. And that's insane, okay? And, you know, as far as him versus Caulifla, I think just the cockiness and the arrogance of both of them would just be super cool to see. Just their dialogue going back and forth. Oh, I'm the prince of all Saiyans, you know nothing. Oh, well, I might as well call myself the queen of all Saiyans, and so forth. That'd be cool. Him and Kale, what if he just admires the rage that comes out of Kale, and, like, he's just like, wow, like, this is amazing. And, you know, just the irony between him and the girls, how it's going to be him versus two females. And, you know, he's a proud, cocky prince. And, you know, him, you know, I don't mean this to be, like, sexist or anything, but, like, you know, boy versus girl. What if these girls give him a hard time for whatever reason? I know that's unlikely, but it's just crazy. I mean, who knows, too? What if one of these girls has a backstory that they're actually part of the royal family of that universe? Who knows? One of those girls could actually be the princess of all Saiyans over there, and we don't even know it. And it'd just be crazy if it's like royalty versus royalty, and it ends up the prince of all Saiyans versus the princess of all Saiyans. How wild would that be? That'd just be super cool, you know? So besides that, and I'm going to finish with this last person who I think would be cool to see him win against in the Tournament of Power, Frieza, okay? And I know Vegeta had his vengeance somewhat in Resurrection F, in the beginning of Super and everything, okay? But this would be a legitimate, more controlled ending, hopefully. He beat down Frieza. We know he can beat down Frieza, okay? But Vegeta right now, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't even remember really beating Frieza. He didn't finish him off like how he wanted to when he wanted to kill him, okay? But he will have now the opportunity to face Frieza where the time's not rolled back by like 3 minutes or whatever by Whis, okay? He knows that he was the definitive winner of the fight. And he knows that it's for the stakes of the universe. And that, you know, he wasn't able to save his Saiyan race, his father, none of that before. Alright? He wasn't able to save anybody he trained with or none of that before. But now he knows that he can save his entire universe. Because he was the last man standing and defeats Frieza in the Tournament of Power. And who knows, maybe Frieza will end up back in hell, and like that would just make him even, you know, it would just make him feel better about it. I defeated Frieza to save my universe, like, you know, indirectly, and also Frieza's in hell. At the same time, too, man, we gotta love Vegeta. We gotta appreciate who he is. If he wins the Tournament of Power, it's something Vegeta fans would love. It'd be great for his pride, his esteem, his character, everything that he's lived up to. It'll show his character development. It will show his past. It will show his passion as a fighter and a warrior. It would just be great. If you liked anything I had to say in this video, please like it. Please subscribe. Again, I'm going to be doing videos like this for different characters in the tournament. Why I would want to see them as the last man standing. Again, this is Travedo. Please subscribe. We appreciate any support you get. Gonna have some descriptions, links in the description below. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you. Watch out for the next video of The Last Man Standing.